People often think that it's saintly or it's a good thing if you ignore people who are wicked or evil. I contend that it is often evil to ignore evil. I repeat, it is evil to ignore evil. If you do not confront your enemies, they may grow in number and grow in power, and then they will destroy you. If you don't confront your enemies, they will look at you as though you are weak. If you don't confront your enemies, they will eventually confront you because they will be emboldened. Don't you ever show weakness to your enemies. And also, don't you ever think that your enemies will not behave as enemies do. If they think that you are going to turn the other cheek or ignore things, they're going to try to get over on you more. That's why you better read my book if you haven't read it. It's called The Black Box. There's a chapter entitled Swing First, which means you need to be the aggressor. So yes, I'm encouraging you to be a monster when appropriate. I'm going to tell you why.
All right, Shalom. This is Gamal Yala of Great Millstone, Atlanta. Want to give all praises. Want to give all praises to YAHWAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakakbadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the Akim that are pushing out this truth and sincerity. All right, now this is a lesson, and this is going to be a response video to how to handle your enemies. All right, this is a short clip from a YouTuber by the name of The Saint and the Sinner. All right, and this guy goes by the name of Marquette. I can't remember his last name, but you know, he makes some good points. He's in that whole alpha male, you know, that whole YouTuber niche. Okay, and you know, he makes some good points. You know, I watch him here and there. And you know, of course, you know, he's not a man of the Lord. He doesn't, you know, get into the Bible, but nonetheless, you know, he does make some good points, and you know, dealing with women, dealing with you know, just things in life in general. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, he made a good point right here. It says how to handle your enemy. All right, and there were a couple things that stuck out to me, and you know, first, let me go back and we'll dissect it. All right, because he said, for one thing, he said a lot of people they think that it's saintly or it's a good thing if you ignore people who are wicked or evil, you know. And you know, that's exactly true, because you know that's one reason that we do what we do, is because we're not ignoring the elephant in the room, which the elephant in the room is that Esau, the so-called white man, is the devil. All right, and he is the wicked, he's the evil. All right, and that actually, for you to not speak on that, that actually makes you a coward. All right, because you know, for you to see something, if you see something, say something. You know, if you see that this man is the devil, then you should speak on it and stand firmly on that. Okay, so you can spread the word to others, so you can warn others. That's why when you read Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, as well as Ezekiel 33, it says if you don't warn the wicked, all right, then that blood is on your hands. Okay, but it said if you do warn the wicked, all right, and basically tell them to turn from their evil way, all right, then that blood is off of your hands. Okay. Now, of course, we're talking about, in that terms, we're talking about Israel, because Israel are the only ones that can receive repentance. All right, these other nations, you know, when we're talking in terms of our enemy and the wicked, all right, we're talking about Esau. Okay, and they cannot turn from their evil ways. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna get some precepts, and Lord willing, you're edified. This is Amos 5:14, it says, seek the good and not evil, that ye may live. And so the Lord, the power of hosts shall be with you, as ye have spoken. All right. It says, hate the evil and love the good, and establish judgment in the gate. Yeah, so like I said, this is in line with what this guy is saying right here, which is, you know, you shouldn't ignore people who are wicked or evil. All right. You know, the scriptures tell you to hate the evil and love the good. So you should hate the evil. All right. And you should speak out Hey, the scriptures say, the righteous are as bold as a lion. Okay, so the righteous, okay, are going to speak out against this system. They're going to speak out. The scriptures tell you, Jeremiah 28:8. It says that the prophets before thee and before me and before thee of old, are they prophesied against many countries, uh, evil, pestilence, and woe. Okay, so that's what we're doing, man. That's what we're doing, and that's what anybody that's aware of the truth should be doing. Okay, if you're aware of this devil, if you're aware of you know what the enemy is doing, okay, you should speak on that. Okay, now let's keep going. It says, it may be that the Lord Yahweh of hosts will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph. Okay, so that's a point on that. Now let's keep going in this video.
Wicked or evil. I contend that it is often evil to ignore evil. I repeat, it is evil to ignore evil. If you do not confront,
Yeah, it's evil to ignore evil. you know. Now let's keep going.
your enemies, they may grow in number and grow in power. And then,
Now, what does that remind you of? If you don't confront your enemies, they grow in number and they'll grow in power. Now, that reminds me of Exodus 1. The enemies basically, well, they saw Israel as a threat, but they said, as a matter of fact, I'll get it. It says, Exodus 1 and 9, 1 and 8. Now there arose up a new king out over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. And it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and get them up out of the land, and so get them up out of the land. All right, so this is what happens. Okay, people that are your enemies, like he said, if you do not confront your enemies, they may grow in number and grow in power. All right, and so this Egyptian king, it doesn't say who, but this Egyptian king in Exodus 1, okay, he realized that, and he said, basically, if we don't address this, they're going to continue to grow. All right, and they're going to destroy us. Exactly what this guy is saying. So that's what reminds you of that. So that's why you really have to eradicate your enemies. Okay, all wickedness and evil has to be put out of the earth. Okay, in order for us to live sovereign and establish our kingdom under YAHWAWASHI. Okay, it has to be put out of the earth. Okay, we cannot exist. We cannot coexist with wickedness, man. All right, with wicked nations of people. Okay, with other nations of people, we cannot coexist with them. Okay, because the scriptures say, "How can two walk together lest they be agreed?" Okay, we got to be on top. They got to follow our vibration. They got to follow. They got to follow the laws. They got to follow what we push out. That's why when you read the scriptures, it says what it say? We shall be an ensign and teach them. Let me see. Let me find it. The other nations basically gonna say, teach us your ways. Let me find it. Let me find it. Slakia, bear with me one moment. If I don't find it, I'll just move on. Okay, Slakia, I don't want to spend too much time on it, but Yeah, for brother, and the brother on the comment board, if you can find that precept, you can comment it. But I'll keep going into the lesson, all right? Because there's more I want to touch on.
For you. If you don't confront your enemies, they will look at you as though you are weak. If you don't confront your enemies, they will eventually
This guy's making serious points, man. You know, if you don't confront your enemies, they will, first of all, they will look at you as weak, and it says they will eventually confront you. All right. Now we know that that's prophecy because we know that that our enemies are the so-called white man. It says they're going to basically bring us up before the judges, and they're going to bring us up before their councils, and basically accuse us, okay, wrongfully accuse us, all right. But they're going to confront us, all right. But not only that, they're going to look at us as weak. So that's why we go out on the highways and byways. Once again, that's why we go out on the highways and byways, is because that's an act of power. All right, we're showing them. All right, we're right. Like I said, the righteous stand boldly in front of their enemies. Okay. So as a matter of fact, let me get that. I'll just get it since I quoted it twice. I think that's Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 5. No, 5 and 1. Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 1. It says, "Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors." Yeah, so the righteous man shall stand in great boldness before the face of such as has afflicted them, and that's what we're doing. Okay, we're standing in great boldness, and we're letting him know. We're basically calling him out into his face. All right. So you got to realize that because of that, he's going to confront us, and he's going to retaliate. All right. But guess what? The scriptures say that the Lord shall raise up a standard. So they're not going to, it's not going to be to our destruction. It's going to be to his. Okay. Because we're doing the right thing. We're getting the blood off of our hands. We're calling out his wickedness. So he's going to help us. Okay. And destroy him. All right. Scriptures say, thou art my battle axe. All right. With thee will I break in pieces the nations. Okay. So the Lord is going to use us to break in pieces these other nations.
Confront you because they will be emboldened. Don't you ever show weakness to your enemies. And also, don't you ever think that your enemies will not behave as enemies do. If they think that you are going to turn the other cheek or ignore things, they're going to try to get over on you more. That's why you better read my...
This is good stuff. This is Sirach 12 and 12:10. "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away." Yeah, so there you go. Okay, you got to expect that he's going to act as enemies do. Okay, he's going to, he's going to basically come up against you, man. All right. And you can't ignore things. You can't appear to be weak. This is a spiritual war. Ephesians 6 and 12. Okay. A war of principality. So we got to put on that whole armor, man. All right. We got to be strong. Okay. Strong and bold, like we said.
Turn the other cheek or ignore things, they're going to try to get over on you more. That's why you better read my book if you haven't read it. It's called The Black Box.
And this is why our people have been gotten over for centuries. Okay, this is why our people have been, mowed over by the so-called white man's because, oh, well, you had that movement, hands up, don't shoot. That's a sign of weakness. Okay, that's not a sign of strength. That's not a sign of boldness or power. Okay, that's a sign of weakness. That's a sign of defeat. Hands up, don't shoot. Okay, but this is why so-called white man has time and time again basically continued to oppress you. Okay, it's because you haven't woken up to, number one, you don't even know who you are. You haven't woken up to the knowledge, because knowledge is power. Okay, you haven't woken up to the knowledge of who you are. All right, so your unintelligence is weakness. Okay, so you're unintelligent. Okay, and that's why that's why this intelligent so-called white man, he's wise to do evil. That's why he takes advantage of you every time. All right.
Haven't read it. It's called The Black Box. There's a chapter entitled Swing First, which means you need to be the aggressor. So yes, I'm encouraging you to be a monster when appropriate. I'm going to tell you why.
Right. So yeah, it is, in some cases, it is best to be the aggressor. Of course, and he said when appropriate. He said a key word. He said a key word, which is when appropriate. Okay. So yeah, when appropriate, you should be the aggressor. Okay. In the spirit, we are the aggressors, man. We're not waiting for the so-called white man to just destroy us. Okay? No, we're going to speak out on it. We're going to speak out on this devil, and we're going to basically show him that we're not afraid of him. Okay? All the technology and all that stuff he has, we're not afraid of him. We only fear YAHWAWASHI, and that's why we speak out. We speak out against his wickedness. So in the spirit, we are the aggressors. Okay? And we're backing him into a corner. Matter of fact, let me get this. This is Jeremiah 49 and 9. It says, in 10, it says, "But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not." Yeah, so Esau is being made bare. How? How is he being made bare? Through the prophets. Okay, we have exposed this man, and we backed him into a corner because we're the aggressors. Okay,
People often
pretty soon he's gonna make a move.
I'm encouraging you to be a monster, the aggressor. So yes, I'm encouraging you to be a monster when appropriate. I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah, so, and that doesn't mean that, everybody who you dislike, you just run up on, and, of course, you use wisdom. Okay, and this is talking about in reference to our enemies. When I say this, I'm speaking in the spirit. This guy is speaking from a carnal standpoint, so you have to be spiritual to you have to be spiritual to see what I'm saying. But in a carnal sense, no, you shouldn't just run up on and confront. You shouldn't just run up on your enemies or wicked ass niggas. Because that's how you basically looking for trouble. Okay, that's how niggas get shot. That's how things happen. So that's not wise. But in the spirit, that's what we do with our enemies, man. In the spirit. We're taking down Babylon, and we're chanting this place down, okay, through our words. All right, not carnally. All right, the scriptures say the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, okay, but spiritual, to the pulling down the strongholds. All right, so that was pretty much the point. I just wanted to touch on that. All right, how to handle your enemies, and Lord willing, you were edified. I'm gonna end off by giving all praises to Yahweh, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom.